Hi all, welcome to this POTM Marcus Rashford SBC 84 rated card with 88 pace, 84 shot, 79 pass, 83 dribbling, 46 defending and 77 physical. He's got the position change from left mid to striker, 5-star skills, 3-star weak foot and high-low work rate, so his attacking work rate has been improved from medium to high. I know a lot of people would have liked his weak foot to go up as well, because that's supposedly what was touted. His upgrade system obviously is just the one in form, which is a bit of a shame really, because if it was still an 86, and if looking at some of his stats, if you were to put him up a couple more across the board for 100 odd K, I'd probably justify this card, because he's, I would say, a 90 plus and anything over 85 shooting I think would do the business, especially because his finishing is just under 85, it's like 83, and I just feel especially with that 94 shot power, I think it would have just made him pretty more desirable. Like, they've boosted up his physical like +6. I just feel they've went like, what, I don't know what they're doing, EA, to be personally honest, and I think that's what goes against this card a little bit, especially at the start of the game. Try to commit like 100k into an untradeable SBC is a bit tricky, especially if other cards for the tournaments all come out over the next like 4, 5, 6 days. This card could in essence become redundant. Also, you've got other tradable cards kicking about, so you've got quite a lot to factor in really. And if I'm honest, you've got its justifiability. That is like, that's today's big word. I think everyone just looks at like the comparisons of cards, and like for me, I don't personally like it, solely because if I was wanting this card, I want minimum 4-star weak foot. I can work with like 2 and 3-star weak foot players. I don't care about skill moves because I can't really skill, but it's the weak foot is where I would personally care about. Having at least 4-star skills would just make it a bit more usable. But as I said, he does definitely look a good, he can look a good card in theory. What I'm quite impressed is that they've set requirements where it's just team overall rating, and they've made it just minor parts. So it's like Man United players 1, England players 1, and Premier League players minimum 1. And for no chem requirements, it just makes this so much this actually makes it so much easier, and it also makes it it can make the SBCs potentially cheaper, solely because when you look at the squads, all you'll literally see is the same players put in all the time, because it'll be literally whoever's the cheapest. Like in this case, with the Man United player, the problem is you're most likely going to be using Maguire, so you're having to build like an 84 rated squad around him. So not ideal, but when pretty much all the 84s, if they're all like 2k and under, you're like sorted. It's literally in a nutshell. Obviously, if you wanted to be really fancy and picky with your team, all it's trying to just kind of like what, like it's not going to make any like remote difference whatsoever, especially depending on how you go about it. But yeah, you'd almost be like clutching at straws just to try and improve this if you're really one of those. But it just shows how with the new upgrade system you're kind of screwed, that you don't have literally, that's why I did that, just playing about there. Two chemistry points is literally all you'd get with playing about. So it just kind of shows why they've done that, like to basically do this into the SBC, that we know fundamentally we cannot basically exceed anything with the SBC. And honestly, you can keep trying and you say to yourself, oh great, I'll be able to make this work to an extent, and you're like, this one we've managed to squeeze to 9, but like big whoop. It's like, that is it in a nutshell. It's like big whoop. Like what does it achieve? Very little. So you're like, you've achieved the rating, you've achieved what's set out, and like you're just going to, as I say, it literally should just be the same players time and time again. I think I've got this as best as it can. So it kind of just shows deep down if this is the way that the SBCs are going to be for FIFA 23, then there's definitely hope that it can be potentially better. Like, you get a rare gold pack, so that's 25k pack, jumbo gold pack's a 10k pack, and a small Ultimate Players pack is just a 5. So you're basically getting 40k back worth of packs. Not the best return, but you make it work as see fit, really. But for me personally, I would only do them if you're a Panini. If you're going for Panini, if you're running on tradables and see you've got a tradable Rashford and he's been doing the business for you, then I'd consider them. The only other thing I can think is that they may be doing something else, that this card's going to see an upgrade later in the year potentially. I don't know. I can't see it. Something just tells me why make it just one inform upgrade, because I've explained this on, like, say, social media already. If Rashford, for example, was to take Man City the cleaners against at the weekend in the derby, if he was to get a hat-trick, this card potentially could be useless, especially if it was a striker, or even a left mid for that matter, because his alternate positions are left mid, left wing. So if he was left mid or left wing for the inform, this card could instantly become redundant. All you might see potentially different is the stats, potentially his traits, which are power, free kick, flair and whatnot, and then his skill moves and weak foot could see no change, or his attacking defensive work rates will probably be medium low. So you've then got to kind of factor in, is a tradable version of this card, say, desirable, especially when you've got 30 days. Could he get an inform in the next month? That's what you've got to factor in as well. Could he get an inform in the next month? And for me personally, I think he could, because of the way he's been, like, not just the way he's been playing, but the way Manchester United's been playing. There's certainly scope for it to happen, and I just feel, unless EA have got something up their sleeves with the upgrade system for Player of the Months, this card could be sadly redundant. Like, if it was 86 for 100k, I'd say do it, even though you've got, like, other options out there. But he's usually a card that usually plays quite well. But yeah, there's a lot of question marks, I think, more than anything. As I said, wait till players like people like Marshall or any of the pros that have unlocked them, like Viper, or any of the pros that or other content creators like Ozio and whatnot. If they get reviews up, that might just help justify like the pros and cons of the card even more. For me personally, I'd keep away from an SBC perspective, just because it's how the upgrades have worked, and obviously the packs, they've just kind of, EA these days just are very picky about the SBCs pack returns, which is a bit of a shame really. But let me know, folks, if you're going to do this card. If so, what did you get from your packs back? Have a good one, folks. Take it easy all, and I will catch you all later.